NoDQ Galaxy, welcome into the NoDQ review number 339. I am not Virtue. He is preoccupied this evening, but as they say, the show must go on. I am, in fact, Gino, and we have a stacked panel for you tonight. As always, Aaron is with us. We were going to have Big G, but he's having internet troubles. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Jeff Meacham is with us. Hamp Connell is back, and Noah Foster has returned. So we're going to go around and see how we're doing. How you doing, Hamp?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing well. Happy to have you back. And as Virtue says, he will be back next week. So those who miss him, stay tuned, and he will be in the chat with us. Noah, how you doing today?
Hey, Gino, what's going on with you, bruv? Good to see everybody. It's been a moment, folks. Doing well. Work's keeping me busy. Wrestling always keeps me occupied, entertained, engaged, to say the least. And it's going to be back on the review. And with the summer schedule I got now, Tuesdays are pretty much free for me. So I might be seeing y'all a little bit more often during this season, too. It's good to be back.
Well, it's good to have you back. We love seeing you for sure. Jeff is back as well. How are you doing, Jeff?
I am happy to finally be on a show you're moderating, Gino. We've been trying to work this out. It feels like a month, but the House of Mouse has kept me under lock and key. But I'm here. I'm ready to do it. Let's go, baby, as Big G would say, or something like that.
Well, I'm glad to hear you weren't part of those layoffs, Jeff. Really great to have you back as well.
Oh, I didn't know we had layoffs. That's above my head. That's good. I'm glad.
Well, I'm glad it didn't reach you. And Aaron, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Happy to be here. I'm sad about Big G, though. Maybe he'll show up at some point. He's trying to figure out his internet. It's great to have Hamp back with us. And Hamp, you lucked out this week because there's no Virtue. Now you can feel safe saying something that might piss him off without any repercussions because he's not here. You might be called a mark in the chat room, but at least you don't have to hear from him and be verbally thrashed by Virtue. But anyways, James sent in a $2 super chat. James already sending in a super chat, so thank you, James. Says, cheers to Stephanie, and this is the mispronunciation of the name from Raw, courtesy of one Nikki Bella. You guys catch that one?
No, I'm glad I didn't. Jeez.
It wasn't that big of a deal, though, but it was noticeable. I was like, who's she talking about again? Which made the point of not mentioning Liv's name drove it home even further, in my opinion. So thank you, James, very much for that super chat. We appreciate it. And obviously, most importantly, guys, beside the panel, we've got you here, whether you're watching live or on demand. Be sure to comment and let us know your thoughts. Yes, Aaron.
Look who's here.
We have Big G, Big Baller G. How are we feeling today?
Well, after today, after this whole internet issue and everything like that, but I'm doing okay. I'm here.
Yay.
We're happy to have you here. If you have any issues, no worries. We will carry the show on. We'll hope it sticks together and you don't have any issues moving forward. So we got a big stacked episode as well as a stacked panel today, guys. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. R-Truth became Ron Killings. We got Gunther winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Jey Clean. But first, we need to talk about Money in the Bank. I want the panel to go around and give their quick thoughts on the show as a whole. We had a lot of pretty noticeable things happening and only had, 4.5, 5 matches, one was added late. So I want to go around and get you guys' thoughts on the show. I enjoyed it for what it was for sure. And we'll see how the briefcase holders establish their presence moving forward. So we're going to throw it right over to Jeff. Jeff, what did you think about Money in the Bank pay-per-view and how what's going to be happening moving forward?
I have not had a chance to watch the show in its entirety yet. I will be catching up with it. I know. Again, the House of Mouse keeps me busy, but I will be watching it tomorrow on the way to work because I have a long travel. As Aaron knows, it's a long train trip between here and Anaheim. But from what I've seen in clips and what I've read in reviews and listened to Aaron's recap on Saturday, I'm pleased to have the show win. I thought that things went the way they should have gone. I wasn't part of a predictions panel last week, but I was pretty certain that Naomi was going to win. I'm happy for Naomi. I know a lot of people aren't really, digging the character right now. I'm happy for her. Not surprised at all that Seth Rollins is once again Mr. Money in the Bank. That adds so much more intrigue to his already elaborate story with his new faction. So I'm happy for that. Loved that they had Cody and Jey go over because of Ron Killings. I think it's great to have Ron back in the mix, and people seem very mixed about Triple H's reaction to it at the presser. I loved it because there's a lot of chatter about, well, either WWE needs to just go all the way and actually have these press conferences be shoot, or have him still be kayfabe. I like that they mix it up. They keep us guessing. It keeps us on their toes. We don't really know what is real anymore, and I think that's the best part of that Arena advantage. You are able to suspend that disbelief and go, I'm not sure what's going on, and I think I'm okay with it. So I loved how the weekend unfolded. I was happy for AAA as well. They had a great outing at the Forum. I did see that show. I was able to catch that show on my way into work on Saturday. So great. Another great profitable weekend for WWE. The money machine keeps on rolling.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that's not going to be the only time we talk about Triple H's comments after the show as we get into one of our later topics. So now I want to throw it over to Noah, the simple man. He's going to give us his thoughts and opinions on Money in the Bank.
So stupid.
That's interesting. Well, thanks, Gino. Well, again, first off, to those that tune into our watch-along coverage, thank you all. You continue to make it possible while we present our passion. So please follow us along at Silver Studios. I thought it was a very good show. I mean, I enjoyed the Money Bank matches for what they were. Having a little bit of interpromotional addition at the end, I thought was really cool. Really tries to encompass AAA as a business acquisition, but they also want to present the product and engage people in it. I really was impressed with Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. This newfound attitude out of Lyra, I've absolutely loved this newfound aggression and self-confidence, and the fact that it wasn't really a clean win, it was more of a desperate win. So I think there's still more than meets the eye there, especially what happened on Monday Night Raw. For the men's Money in the Bank, Seth freaking Rollins, he was the absolute obvious pick. There's too much what ifs going on between his faction division and the people that could have a championship or who have a championship right now. Although I was still holding out for L.A. Knight in L.A. because, merchandising in the bank, because I think that would have been more worthwhile than Naomi. But to see if Naomi's new character sinks or swim, you got to give it a chance. This is the best chance he has to really prove something more valuable or up there to the value of what Owen Hart should have been in the bygone era. Caution. As far as the main event goes, with Cody and Jey going over Logan and Cena being pinned for the first time since this last time's now run, with the help of Ron Killings, not our truth. Very nice touch and very nice after effect from what we saw last night Monday Night Raw. But I will say this, I think I still enjoyed the Worlds Collide show more because it familiarized me with a lot of unfamiliar things that I was unaware of, even in my brief research. And I really enjoyed the AAA showcasing. I also felt it went by quicker too, and it was a good history lesson, that promotion. But overall, like Jeff said, WWE, they succeeded on another weekend, but shout out to TNA for a nice show on Friday night too. But I enjoyed it. I just wish the Money in the Bank winners were a little bit different on both sides. But it is what it is.
Absolutely. Yes, Jeff.
I just want to say, I want to piggyback on Aaron's comments on social media about the fact that Mr. Iguana was the big talking point coming out of Worlds Collide. Aaron had it right on the money. It's indicative that the showmanship, the entertainment is so much more important than the sickos, the diehards give credit to the actual in-ring stuff. There were tremendous matches across the board on both shows, but from the AAA side, Mr. Iguana is the talking point. That's what it's going to be going forward. He should be right up there challenging Vikingo like right now.
Okay, thank you so much, Jeff. And we're going to go ahead and move now to Hamp. Hamp, what are your thoughts? I know you've been critical on WWE. Did you enjoy Saturday? We kind of know how you felt about Monday, but go ahead and give us your final thoughts on Money in the Bank and what went on
there. For the most part, no, I really didn't enjoy it. I thought the tag match was unnecessary. I really did. There was no reason to do that match. You should have had Jey versus Gunther at Money in the Bank. And then have Cena defend the title against somebody, but that tag match was unnecessary. I don't care about much about Becky and Lyra. They've done the same thing for 5 weeks in a row. I thought the men's ladder match was okay. I thought it was a lot better than the women's. The women's, it just seemed like nobody wanted to get hurt, which, I mean, I get that, you know, but you had the big spot from LA Knight I thought was cool, you know, when he did the suplex like near the top of the ladder. I actually thought that looked pretty dangerous, and I was glad Dominic got a clean win. You know, I'm starting to be a fan of Dominic. Believe it or not, that's one good thing. I'm being a fan of Dominic. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Not much.
I mean, that's about it. I mean, I just overall, I mean, you know, it wasn't a must see show for me. So.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your thoughts on that and your opinion, absolutely. And now we're going to go ahead and move over to Big Baller G. Big Baller G, what did you think of Money in the Bank Saturday as we move forward?
So I watched both shows, Worlds Collide. Well, I thought Worlds Collide was done very well, you know. I don't have a lot of knowledge with AAA, but with Saturday, seeing some of their wrestlers out there, you know, they showcased, and like you said, everybody's talking about Mr. Iguana, you know, they even showcased him on Raw yesterday. As far as Money in the Bank goes, I thought it was a decent pay-per-view. I had no problems with it. The women's ladder match, I thought Naomi was the right pick. You know, she just recently turned heel. She needed that character change, and you know, I think it's well deserved for her. You know, she started off as a Funkadactyl, you know, made her way up, was the happy-go-lucky glow girl. You know, left WWE, went to TNA, did her thing there. Becky and Lyra, I thought was fine. You know, they might be doing the same thing for 5 weeks, but that's how you build a feud, a rivalry. You can't just have one match and to be one and done. You have to continue on the storyline, you know. And now with Bayley interjecting last night, my God, Bayley looks so good with that purple hair. So now you have that interjecting, and maybe Becky can find a tag team partner, and they'll probably do something with that. Dominic winning against Penta Jr. I mean Octagon Jr. Sorry, you know, Octagon Jr. Penta have the same exact mask. They have the same exact mask, which is so funny. But yeah, that was a good clean win for Penta. I mean for Dominic. My God.
Wow, Big G.
The men's Money in the Ladder match, you know, I thought was good too. Seth winning. And I mean, did he really need it? I guess so. With this whole the visionary thing that he's going on with his stable, but LA Knight would have been my choice too to win it, honestly. So, and as far as the tag match, the main event, I mean, at least we got Logan Paul and not Travis Scott, who was apparently rumored to be at Money in the Bank. So, you know, Logan Paul is definitely a step up from Travis Scott. Look, like I said, I've never met Logan Paul out in the real world, so I don't know what he's like. But in the ring, he knows how to be a heel. He knows how to get booed. He's dedicated to what he is doing in the ring. He's put time and effort in it, literally the blood, sweat, and tears. And how do you have John Cena get even booed even more? By having Logan Paul, who gets booed all the time. But yeah, you know, Jey taking all those big spots with the spot on the table, you know, furthered what we're going to talk to later about him losing the title yesterday. So, but overall, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, Money in the Bank. I honestly think if they do get rid of Money in the Bank, they should have one men's and one women's on each night of WrestleMania.
That would be good. Kind of how it originated as a WrestleMania match, and then you know,
Yes.
birthed its own pay-per-view for sure.
How much-
So thank you so much.
How much of a
Yes,
delay?
Vicky.
How much of a delay am I on?
3 to 5 seconds, maybe. But yeah, so you mentioned Travis Scott. I don't even think Travis Scott is heavy enough to do a back moonsault through a table and would actually break. So I'm really glad we had Logan Paul. I'm a big Logan Paul fan. I like Travis Scott's music. As far as what he does in the ring, he could stay away from WWE for all I care. But everybody's entitled to their opinion, whether they like it or whether they don't like it. Yes, Big G.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Aaron, why do you complain about the 3.5 hours compared to the AEW 8-hour show? I'm being
fair question. I think maybe the Worlds Collide event played a role in it because I had to watch Worlds Collide and then Money in the Bank. That was maybe 5 or 6 hours. If there was no Worlds Collide, maybe it wouldn't have bothered me as much. But yeah, this was really the first time I felt like there was more filler than actual content. Like as far as the commercials go, it just seemed like there was more than usual. And again, that might be because of Worlds Collide. I thought Money in the Bank was a pretty good show overall. But my issue was that I felt like the Money in the Bank matches just weren't at the level of some of the previous years. And I felt like WWE put out some really great Money in the Bank matches. And it's hard. When you do the Money in the Bank matches every year, it's difficult. And ladder matches in general, it's difficult to come up with something new that we haven't seen before. And I think Hamp made a good point about the women's match in particular. Didn't seem like they really did a whole lot of really memorable spots in that match. And maybe they were playing it safe. I don't know. But it just didn't have the impact of some of the other Money in the Bank ladder matches. The men's one was good, but I really felt like it dragged at the end when you had Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker coming out there and the whole Solo Sikoa angle. I felt like it just went on a bit too long as far as that final stretch of the Money in the Bank match goes. Caitlin's here, so thank you, Caitlin, for stopping by. You guys can chat with her.
So,
Jeff, go ahead.
There was a comment in the chat about the riots going on out here. I thought those were on Sunday. Did they start on Saturday? Did I completely miss it where I was? Because I was in LA proper till Sunday. Did I miss something?
Saturday.
Okay. Well, then I guess I was far enough out of the bubble where I didn't notice it. But yeah, I mean, Inglewood being sold out. That was also earlier in the day. Let's keep that in mind. Also, it wasn't at nighttime when things were really starting to get crazy. So, and Aaron made the point. The Intuit Dome looks really good on television. That's where the first Raw Netflix was. That they were rocking then. They were rocking Saturday nights too, and the Forum was also looked pretty decent on TV too. So
now, Jeff, you've been to the Intuit Dome, so
sure.
Maybe you can second this comment. So the Shanti says stick to NoDQ, sent in $5. Thank you, Shanti. Shanti was there. Shanti had some pictures.
Oh, okay.
I saw those on Facebook. Shanti said Money in the Bank was fun in person. Also, shout out for the Intuit Dome. They had charging ports in their seats. Is this true?
So, yes. Not only that, give me 1 second.
Nope.
Hey, shoot. If your battery's low, you can just charge it right in there.
Yeah. So they have these cups there at the Intuit Dome that you can buy at any event. Any other event you go to at the Intuit Dome, you fill this up for free. It's like the little fuel charger rods we have at Disneyland. You buy one, you get a refill, a new one for life. So I am all about the Intuit Dome. I wish it was hockey ready. I'll say that. It was a really cool experience. Their food options are great. The drinks, like I said, free refills for life every event you go to, and the chargers in the seats were awesome because Dylan and I were sitting up there. I won't use the one F word up there in weighty hell up there in the Intuit Dome, and I needed the charger to go do some filming. So it was awesome to have that in the seats. Yes, great venue. Can't recommend it enough.
All right, yeah, it seems like an awesome venue. Hopefully, I'll be out there one of these days for an event. I'll be able to check it out. All right, guys. So I think we've said our piece on Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, you were not there at Money in the Bank though. You were at the first Raw.
Right. Yeah, I was at the first Raw in January. Saturday, I was actually at a friend's. I was at a Paradise Kitty show Saturday night instead of work. So that's why I wasn't at Money in the Bank or World Collide. I had a merchandise gig. So loving life.
Right.
Good stuff.
So with that all down, I did want to mention that it seems like the last 2 times that WWE went to LA, bad things happened to the LA area after that.
That's valid. I forgot about the fires. Oh shit.
But anyway. We digress.
Fires,
Up next,
riots, Yeah, we
Yeah.
better. It's a curse.
Well,
Up next, we have the main event from Monday Night Raw. We had Gunther winning back the World Heavyweight Championship from Jey. Clean, with no cash-in attempt, no Goldberg, nothing like that. And I think this was absolutely the correct call. I am a Gunther apologist. I don't think he should have been tapping out to anybody, especially Jey at WrestleMania. I understand why you put the title on him. It just feels like there's a better way to do that. I don't think Jey needs the title anymore. I think he's going to be just as over, especially if he's taking a little break. When he comes back, his music's going to hit. The crowd's going to be right back into it. The title has kind of helped maybe put him over the edge and turn a corner where the fans will continue to just support him no matter whether he has a title or not. Or some people, they lose the title and they lose their mystique. I think Jey is going to be just fine, but I think Gunther is way better served holding this championship. And I'm surprised that they did it clean like that. So I just wanted to go in here. I have some stats for us about this match in particular. It is the first men's world title change outside of WrestleMania or SummerSlam under Triple H. It's the first men's world title reign to last over 1 day, thank you, Drew, but less than 100 days under Triple H. It's the first men's world title to change hands on Raw since Big E's cash-in 2021. It's the first men's world championship or world champion to win a second world title. Excuse me. It's the first men's world champion to win a second world title under Triple H. It's the first true title feud where the belt goes from Superstar A to Superstar B and back to Superstar A under Triple H. So I just wanted to mention that. I hope I didn't take anybody's points from you guys, but I really wanted to make sure that that was known because it truly was an historic moment for Triple H's booking and for this new era of WWE. So I want to throw it around. I want to get your thoughts. Was this the right call? Was this the wrong call? Would you have done it differently? And we're going to go right over to Big G, who is on tape delay because he might swear.
Yes. All right. So, yeah. All right. Yes. All right. So, honestly, I'm not mad that Jey lost the title. You know, is it similar to his IC title run, which he held it for about a month? Yes. But the man is over like Rover. You know, he comes out, his music hits, the crowd goes bonkers. He comes to the crowd. You know, everybody sings along to his song. They do the yeet. You know, it seems like every week now he grabs one lucky child and they yeet with him. That sounded so wrong. You know, so honestly, he didn't need the title. But he deserved it after being in the company 15 years. Me and Noah, I'm gonna speak for Noah too. We've been Gunther guys since the early NXT UK days. You know, they mentioned yesterday, you know, NXT UK champion for over 800 some days, IC title 666 days, the first title reign like 159 days. Now, what I'm hoping for with this title reign is a little bit more better. But you know, we have Saturday night's main event in Atlanta next month. There's a certain Oldberg, heavily rumored to be facing Gunther there. So I hope Gunther just wipes the mat clean with him and just puts Goldberg into obscurity. I'm trying to like make Jeff happy here, you know. But yeah, Gunther, you know, 80% of his time in WWE is winning championships. I think it's gone up to 90% now that this is his second world title run. But not mad about Jey losing it. You know, I'm happy for Gunther. You know, I saw on social media Rikishi blew a gasket that apparently that Jey lost the title. But you know what? Not everybody can be a world champion. You know, you have your time as world champ. You get over with the crowd. You sell the merch. You know, they had all the merch for WrestleMania, World Heavyweight Champion or whatever it was, you know, selling that. But, you know, Jey Uso's going to sell merch no matter what. No matter freaking what. So, you know, the IWC can get over it. You know, the keyboard warriors, as John Cena said last night, they can get over it too. So I've said my piece. On to the next, Gino. Thank you very much.
Amen to that.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Big G. And as somebody who is obviously a big John Cena fan, we're not going to be talking too much about him here, so I appreciate you mentioning him on the show. It is his farewell season. All right, thank you so much, Big G. It seems like the tape delay ban has been lifted, and it looks like you are right there with us now. We love it. You don't have to attack your Spectrum guy. Yes, Aaron.
Caitlin says since nobody said hi back to her,
I did.
We waved and gave peace.
Hi.
Hi, Caitlin. Stay fearless.
We appreciate having Caitlin here, kicking out all the trolls. We love it. Thank you so much, Caitlin. So now we're going to switch over to
kick her own husband's head here in a minute.
Now we're going to switch over to Hamp. Hamp, what did you think about this? Gunther winning clean over Jey. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts since you come from such an original perspective on these things. I look forward to hearing it. The floor is yours.
All right. Believe it or not, I'm actually going to put this over. Okay? But not because of Gunther. I'm putting it over because I think we need more title changes that don't happen at WrestleMania. Okay?
Agreed.
That makes it more unpredictable. Like last night, I thought Jey was going to win. I predicted Jey was just going to win, So it makes it more unpredictable. So I like that part of it. On the other side of it, and I debated Virtue about this last week. He was wrong. I was right. It's just going from back to boring champion number 1. It's going from boring champion number 2 to boring champion number 1. Jey Uso come out there. He just yeets for 10 minutes. And let me tell you, and I'm gonna get in a little bit into this just for 1 minute. When the wrestlers come out and like Jey Uso's got to yeet for 10 minutes, and Randy Orton's got to encourage the crowd to sing his song, and CM Punk's got to pander to the same thing, you are boring the crap out of people at home. You really are.
No, you're not. No, they're not. I'm not bored at home because I do it long right with them. I eat.
You do
As
it
he
right
chokes on
along
his
with
point.
them
That's
to
a little
the
sus, G. Little sus. Just saying.
That's what you get for interrupting him. All
We're
right,
gonna have a
continue on,
death
Hamp.
here live on air.
I love you, G.
Big G's gonna choke to death.
And choke to death on his point. Oh,
The
no.
majority of people, you are boring to death at home. But anyway, let me just say. But, there's going to be nothing changed with Gunther. He's just going to go out there. He's going to he's just going to do the same thing he did before. And whenever he loses it, it's just going to be some Rocky story. So, what's going to change? So, that's my only thing. I put it over for the title change. There needs to be more title changes, like during the year that don't happen at WrestleMania, make it more unpredictable. But then again, they're both boring. I just don't care for either one. But I will say this: I was looking forward to Sammy turning heel, maybe, and doing a feud with Jey. I guess they could still do that, but I was really looking forward to that because I was a fan of the Sammy and the Bloodline thing. So, but that's all I got.
All right, Hamp, thank you so much. So it sounds like the stats that I read earlier kind of are why you put this match over more than kind of the people involved and where we're moving forward with that. And I absolutely respect and appreciate your opinion on that. And I'm sure Virtue will have something to say, whether if it's not today or next week. I time-stamped that, so it should lead to something debatably fun to watch.
Hey,
so,
Hamp, how often, percentage-wise, is Virtue wrong in your opinion? Put him on the spot.
Very, very rare.
Oh, wow. Okay. Fair enough.
I actually agree with him a lot. But, we don't – he sees some good in this current product, and I just don't see much.
Fair point.
Yeah.
But,
and that's totally
I actually agree with him a lot. We're both Vince Russo guys.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah, Aaron, it's Hamp, not Mo Camera. Let's be honest here.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
I'm not Tito or
No,
what's his-
there
what's
is
the other
only
guy?
one
No
Mr.
disrespect to
Tito.
Tito.
Let's be clear on that.
What's the other guy's name? Is it Jet Black guy? Psycho Jet
Oh,
Black? or
Psycho
whatever?
Jet Black.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
he-
Speaking
Craziness
of,
with his
Oh.
presence.
I mean, I agree with him a lot, and I mean, but we don't agree much about. He sees a lot of good in the current product, and I just don't see a lot of good. I mean, it's just the way it is.
say his name.
His name is
We believe in Psycho Jet Black, who sent in a $2 super chat. Jeff, you're not secretly selling drugs, are you?
not secretly, openly, absolutely openly doing it. Yes,
Heisenberg
yes.
reference.
Is
He's
that
making
hat
it
from a
hat.
movie with a drug dealer?
I guess.
Breaking Bad? Heisenberg.
Oh, this is so not a Heisenberg hat at all. No. Different Walt. Different Walt you're talking about there.
He's very similar to that Heisenberg sketch on the shirt that Aaron wears.
Well, I love that Aaron wears that shirt and the name Walt's in Disney's handwriting. That's one of my favorite shirts Aaron has. It's hysterical. I love it.
It is. Do we have
Real
another one
quick.
from Psycho Jet back before we go to Noah?
Yeah, let me get to that one. Psycho Jet Black
Might as well. Yeah.
is
Yeah, we'll
on
just
fire
do it.
here. Psycho Jet Black says, how do you book Seth Rollins with 2 heel champions?
You don't.
Good point, because now Gunther's the champion. Makes me think Rollins is not cashing in anytime soon, because he's not going to cash in on Cena, and I don't think he's cashing in on Gunther. Hamp, what do you think?
I actually just remembered I forgot to say something. I think with the whole thing also, they've probably backed themselves into a corner a little bit, because they could have planned for Seth to cash in, but it might have changed their minds, and they thought to themselves, well, what is Gunther going to do if he loses again?
No,
So
you know what? Cena's got
it could be. I don't know.
He's got so few dates left now between. I mean, we're still not even halfway through the year, technically speaking. We're still not even in mid-June yet. What if Seth's cash in is also a complete, utter physical beatdown of John, where that turns him back babyface to end his run?
Could be, because Seth
Just
isn't going
saying.
to cash in advance. He's going to cash in on the spot. He's going to steal it. I don't think he cares if he Robin Hoods it and steals it from a bad guy, or if he goes and steals it from a good guy, he's going to steal it.
No.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So we can make sure we get this all in time.
Yeah.
All right, Psycho Jet Black sent in $2 and says, where was Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk during
I already
Money
know
in
what
the
you're going to
Bank?
say.
Good
Aaron,
question. That's a valid question. I mean, they were cowards for not being there at Money in the Bank. They were bitches, as I like to say. Especially Roman Reigns.
And where is Roman, period? I mean, he hadn't been there since WrestleMania. He got a curb stomp, and it makes him be out for 3 months. I mean,
he's on vacation. He's
taking time off.
That's right.
Well deserved.
That's
right. That's right, G. Tell him. That's right.
Why would you waste his appearance at Money in the Bank when SummerSlam is right around the corner?
Yeah, 2 nights of SummerSlam. You got to fit Roman Reigns there somewhere.
Yeah, but it just
because
feels
Money
like
in the Bank is one of the big pay-per-views. It's right before SummerSlam. Not right. I mean,
right, and you would use that to set up SummerSlam and set up the storyline. But obviously, they didn't want Punk and Rollins feuding. They want to get to Punk and Cena. It feels like they're taking their time, but also rushing these things. It's crazy. So thank you so much for the super chat, Psycho Jet Black. I believe we have one more, and then we'll go to Noah and Jeff for your thoughts, and then we'll move to the main event.
All right, sounds good. Spencer sent in a $5 super chat. So going back to the time of the shows, he says you have to review All In, Great American Bash, and Saturday night's main event. That's about 9 to 10 hours in one day. Well, I'm not watching Great American Bash that day. WWE putting that head-to-head with All In, that's not going to affect me, other than I'm not going to watch Great American Bash live. I'll watch it down the line. Fun fact, I just finished Battleground today. Like, it took me, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Finally catch up to the show, just because I had so many other things going on. So I'll catch Great American Bash sometime after that, next couple
I'll watch it Sunday during the day before Evolution.
We'll see. Maybe. I might still be playing Mario Kart World at that point. Also, we got I'm not sure when it's out. I know it's out next month, but that Donkey Kong Bonanza game is coming out. So
that's right. That's right.
My free time not covering wrestling.
As Noah always says, priorities over passion.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And sometimes passions over priorities.
Well, no, not Noah's case, but maybe with you, Dan.
Well,
So
All In
and
is the
we're gonna
priority. So
You valid.
tough
Yeah.
shit for NXT.
Okay.
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 Perfect. And Caitlin, I did see your chat in. We will address that a little bit later on. But for now, we're gonna go over to Noah. Noah, what are your thoughts on Gunther winning clean for the World Heavyweight Championship? Go ahead.
I think it's justified. I mean, we saw the moment at WrestleMania, and that's what it was about. It was a moment. It's similar to the Kofi Kingston Yes movement, except they treated Jey Uso with far more respect, and Kofi got squashed after 8 seconds. It's one of those things that Jey Uso didn't need a long title run, but it validates him as somebody that more people should look towards. You don't need a top guy to honestly have a championship all the time, but when you give this mystique of somebody the caliber of Walter Gunther that is a champion almost all the time, you kind of do pigeonhole yourself. But it's justified with him because that is the type of character and competitor that Gunther has been booked as. And the fact that he made Jey Uso also go to sleep in the submission, full circle moment, it made perfect sense for me. I was extremely happy. And Jay, thank you for your time. And I'm sure he'll be a champion again. It comes down now to what sort of caliber opponent and story do you create with Gunther, why he holds the title this time. I'm still holding out for who I think is going to be his best opponent when he returns from injury, Ilya Dragunov. I know some people are like, what about Gunther versus Roman? I think Roman's going to be more focused on the Seth or Cena itinerary when he comes back. When's the prime if he shows up at Night of Champions? But I think it was definitely the right move for Monday Night Raw to be the main event, but I still think it should have been the Money in the Bank main event, hindsight 2020. But there's nobody more deserving right now to hold that title on Monday Night Raw than Gunther, considering there's nobody on his level. WWE, figure your crap out. How do you build somebody the caliber of a champion like Gunther? Good luck.
All right. Thank you so much. And you had mentioned that it was a full circle moment there. And I think that's probably the best way to get rid of one of the worst things that Gunther's got going right now, which is the crowd chanting "you tapped out" to him. So I think the next time that does happen and he's on the mic, he's going to say, well, I made your boy pass out. So,
Yeah,
I'm just smarter than him in every way,
Exactly.
and that's why he's out and I'm not. So something like that. Roman flying to Saudi to screw over somebody would bring me shades of AJ Styles flying halfway across the world to Australia to screw over LA Knight. But I feel like the Saudi people do want Roman, and they're probably going to get him. So thank you so much, Noah. We're going to move on to good old Heisenberg Meacham himself. Jeff, what are your thoughts on the World Heavyweight Championship title change on Monday Night Raw?
So you didn't steal any of my points in your stat layout, but there was a point I was going to make that I saw laid out during Noah's comments. I love the idea of Sami Zayn becoming the king of the ring, since he's okay with flying to Saudi now. Him winning the tournament and then him challenging Gunther at SummerSlam, and as he's getting ready to win, that's when Seth cashes in, and you have Seth versus Sami built in for the late summer, early fall World Championship program. I like that. I think Sami being the other guy to beat Gunther on WWE television makes for a great story when he becomes King of the Ring. As far as Jey losing the title, I have to give a shout to our buddy Greg Cherry. He put a big old thread up on Twix this morning, I think it was, talking about all the champions that won at WrestleMania and then lost within a relatively short amount of time. This is not the end of Jey Uso. Everybody needs to calm the hell down. Like, seriously, it's not, his career isn't over. I love Rikishi. I always have. He called me Oos before Sami Zayn was ever an honorary Oos. But Jesus Christ, Kishi, relax. Like, it's not the end of anything. If anything, like I said, he'll come back. The music will play. It'll be a ridiculous pop when Jey returns. And, if he does win the U.S. title, he'll be a Grand Slam champion, which, did we ever think either Uso brother would be a Grand Slam champion WWE? I didn't certainly bet on that. So all this did was put Jey Uso over more. And from Ham's point earlier, it wasn't necessary. Absolutely, it was necessary. Think about Shawn Michaels in 1996. He didn't have a singles championship match at every pay-per-view. He had a 6-man tag, I think it was, in July of 96, Aaron, in the International Incident pay-per-view going into SummerSlam against Vader. The Mega Powers at SummerSlam 88, rather than the WWE Championship match with Randy Savage, which people thought, well, maybe him and DiBiase in a cage match would have been great. It would make good money in the house shows. But the Mega Powers and the Mega Bucks was money, no pun intended. So I think it was necessary just to kind of give a cool down for Jey, number one, and also it made the story of him just being beat down like a dog all year since WrestleMania more important going into last night's title match. So I'm okay with 100% of what happened yesterday on Raw. One of the best Raws of the year so far.
They were the best Raw since the Raw to WrestleMania for me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Noah. Yes, Hamp. Oh,
robotic
underwater situation going.
Thank you very much, Mr. Connell. Yeah.
All right, Hamp. Just remember what you were going to say. I'm going to throw it over to Aaron. Aaron, I know you talked about it last night on your recap, which we love watching. And have your thoughts changed? You've had about 23 hours, 22 hours to sit on it. What do you think?
I'm a little scared with all these creepy sounds going on, but
that just happens with the Bluetooth sometimes. So we'll throw it back to Hamp after you give your
anyways. No, I think that you guys made some really valid points about that match. There was a comment in the chat room. I agree. It was better than the WrestleMania match. The WrestleMania match should have had that drama that they had. The WrestleMania match almost felt like a short television match, and what we got on Raw felt like a WrestleMania caliber match. Like, it was way better. I'm fine with Gunther winning. Jey Uso will still be over. He's like Jeff Hardy. I've said it many times. He is the modern day Jeff Hardy in WWE. They can always reunite the Usos. Jey can go for one of those titles to become a Grand Slam champion. There's other things that Jey can do. He'll be fine. He can even go for the title again at some point. But yeah, it really opens up the door for Sami Zayn to potentially go for the title. Maybe Seth Rollins cashes in on a Gunther versus Sami Zayn match. Maybe Gunther goes back in a different direction. Maybe he turns babyface. I mean, there's a lot of ways they can go with this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I thought it was all well done. They're probably going to do the Gunther versus Goldberg match. I don't know if it's going to be at the show in Atlanta. But hey, the fact that people think that there's even a chance Goldberg can win, it'll make for a heated match. You know, people will be like, please don't have Goldberg win the title.
Please don't.
So you're saying WCW audience of the late 90s is going to be at Saturday night's main event. Okay.
They're talking about Hogan's going to be there because it's in Atlanta and Goldberg was his, and it's like, oh God, let's just get more bad PR on the company.
That'll put butts in seats.
Yeah. Hogan's already on every Monday Night Raw promoting his drink in the commercial anyway in the third hour. So, you know, it is what it is. Hamp, you've been waiting so patiently through all the audio issues and stuff. What were you going to say? Hopefully you didn't forget what you were going to say.
Oh no, but for a second there, all I heard was like a bunch of robot voices. But no, I was going to ask, what did I say was unnecessary? You talking about the tag match, Jeff?
Yeah, you had said at one point the tag match at Money in the Bank was unnecessary.
Oh, I thought you meant that I said Jay's reign was unnecessary.
No. You pointed out the tag match unnecessary at the PLE.
But the reason, Jeff, it was unnecessary to me is that you have both of your champions in a tag match. I mean, why not have one of them defend the title? Or, I mean, it's just, you know, or if you have a workhorse champion, I know we just said Jey is beat up and everything. But they said the World Heavyweight title is supposed to be the workhorse title. I mean, why not have that match and, like, the winner of that match has to, like, I don't know, or put the title on the line in the tag match. They ain't done that in a while. You know what I mean?
Wow, let's just 1999 WCW book. See how that works out for everybody. Ooh,
hey, that was WWE booking too now.
90. Okay. They did that in 95 and in 01, but 01, it was all the titles on the line. And that was an awesome match with the Brothers of Destruction and the two-man power trip.
Yeah,
having that be
99, you're talking about when Nash and Sting, right?
Yes. God, yes. Oh, but man, the audio.
Real quick, Hamp, your audio is causing static pretty frequently, so make sure you at least mute when you're not talking. But it's definitely hurting some of the chat listeners' ears who are using headphones.
My freaking ears.
Yeah,
My
but it's not your fault. We'll just try and get it fixed on the fly here.
Yes.
So
Is that better?
I believe it is better for now.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
this
let's
left ear pod is bad, is what it is. This left ear pod is
no
bad.
worries, man. So let's move on to the super chats because we've got one main event topic to go, and we are pushing up to the last quarter hour here.
Michael Wayne, why did you have to bring up the record scratch from Dolph Ziggler? You son of a bitch.
Hey, how about my Nemeth boys? TNA Tag Team Champions. Nobody likes them except me, and I'm here for it. I don't give a shit.
Oh, man.
I love it.
I remember that.
All right, Psycho Jet Black just super chat bombed. So let's get to some of these. First of all, Psycho Jet Black sent in $2 and said, "Is Caitlyn excited for Nikki Bella's return?" She is. She was
Good.
glued to the television set on Monday night when Nikki came out. She got her phone out. She was doing the videos of Nikki coming out there.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
I think they can hear you. Did you like it?
Yeah,
What do you think they're gonna do for Evolution?
tag team match.
There you
with
go.
Brie.
Bellas win the titles.
I don't know.
Oh, they should. Just to
I like
piss off the
that.
IWC. Oh, my God, do it.
That would
Yes.
be a moment. That would
As-
be a moment.
As Virtue would say, I want the Bellas to win the tag titles just so
Yes.
the marks out there get
Oh,
pissed
my
off.
God. Oh,
And they
oh
can
my
say,
God,
"This
it'd be
is
the greatest thing of
worst
all
show
time.
ever. This is why we watch AEW because of this crap."
Oh, boy.
I
Here we
actually-
go.
I actually want Goldberg to beat Gunther. I would laugh myself off. Can y'all imagine? I mean, that would be
completely off the rails. Big
Yeah,
G.
you
It's been a
criticize
moment, right?
WWE
That would-
product, but then you
that
want
would be-
Gunther to lose to Goldberg.
Right?
It
because
makes
it
a
would
lot
be
more
funny.
people afraid.
Because it would be funny. I mean, that would be worse than when people would
But I
get
thought you
even
didn't
madder.
comedy and wrestling, though.
No, I'm not saying that would be comedy. I'm saying
I
that
know,
would be
I know,
funny
I
to
know.
me. Because
Gotcha.
can you imagine the backlash? It'd be worse than when he beat Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, or the bad blood. But it's,
Yeah.
all right. Anyway, so let's move on to the next.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Yes. So I got something to say about the
Uh-oh.
Bellas. So there are people that are saying, "Oh, Nikki Bella's backstage and Io Sky's putting her over, and Io Sky wrestled before Nikki Bella even got into WWE," and they're trying to say that line was forced on Io, and Io doesn't really feel that way. Caitlyn's standing right here, but I'm defending Nikki. Nikki did help because the Divas were not getting the spotlight. They were getting 2 minutes of TV time every week.
Yep.
And the Bellas were there branching out and helping the Divas have more credibility and more star power. The Total Divas show definitely helped with exposure, bringing in more female fans. And with that, more people wanting to see longer segments with the female superstars. Jeff?
Is my understanding, Aaron, your only real beef with either one of them was Bree's song. And it was
I hated
awful.
the song.
It was an awful song. Other than that, there was people were hating on the Bellas because it was a cool thing to do at the time. Because they weren't the TNA knockouts. They weren't solid
They were
wrestling
dating
division.
who they were dating. And that's what was really a problem for them.
Right.
And, like you said, it was a big influence in what we have, the Divas Revolution, the Women's Evolution, because they were the ones that chose to have that short match that everybody was give Divas a chance. So they kind of all started that thing. And Nikki Bella was just on an episode of, or on a few episodes of the Traders show,
Yep.
which a lot of these girls who don't watch wrestling will watch that. My girlfriend saw the video package for her and she's like, wow, she's kind of a badass, isn't she? I'm like, oh yeah. She's a toughie. So hopefully that'll bring more eyes to a pay-per-view that's going to be not geared towards women, but it's going to be featuring women, and they're going to want new female eyeballs, mothers and daughters to be watching that.
Exactly.
Aaron, real quick, you wanted me to explain my John Cena Nikki Bella comment last night, right?
So what was your comment again? Refresh us.
That they should have that John Cena and Nikki Bella should have had they had them in the same building and they did nothing with it.
Yeah, so you wanted to see some kind of an interaction with it.
I did. I thought that would have been a great creative way, but they couldn't put on their creative caps for 1 second.
What would they do?
And then they didn't want to do that. Maybe Nikki didn't want to do it. Maybe Cena didn't want to do it.
Shit.
You never really know, and we know Triple H will acquiesce to the big star.
I mean, that's why you have bosses
They
in
went
these
with the
companies. You
art
tell
of
them they're going to do it anyway.
then.
Yeah. If you can have Matt and Edge fight over Lita when they're actually in a love triangle in real life, you should be able to book really anything.
Yeah.
So
But
thank you for mentioning
I
that.
thought it would have been a good way to get, just a quick thing to get some heel heat on Cena. I mean, why not just walk in the back, and say something to make her cry, or maybe just look at her and say, "Boy, I dodged that bullet, didn't I?" Or something. I mean,
That actually probably would have worked. Dodge that bullet or something, because you don't want to make her cry, because then it might make her look.
I'm not
less
asking
strong.
I'm not asking for a 10-minute segment. I just want something between these two. Be creative. That's
John
all I'm
Cena-
asking for, Eric.
John Cena
That's
could just
all
come
I'm
up to her
asking
and go,
for. It's creative.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. So we spent enough time on that $2 super chat. Let's move on, because he is not stopping. We're gonna have to rapid fire these ones, Aaron.
Can I make
Super chat bombing as usual? Big G.
Can I make a suggestion? Can we do the main event and then hit all his super chats afterwards?
Let me get to the ones that are on topic.
On topic, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Like these other random ones we can wait on. So we were just talking about Nikki. Psycho Jet Black says with $2, Nikki Bella is more over than Solo Sikoa. Hey, put it this way. When Nikki came out there were fans in the crowd that were actually crying. Has anybody ever cried for anything Solo Sikoa has done?
I mean, the idea of him being a world champion made me cry, but
I was laughing out loud crying when he was doing Penta's walk the other night.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
There you go.
Right.
Okay.
And in Solo's defense, he does some entertaining stuff. I just feel like the whole enforcer gimmick that he had was done way better by Jacob Fatu.
He was never going to be anything more than the Arn Anderson to Roman Reigns' Ric Flair. That's all he was ever going to be.
Yeah, and they probably dragged out some of the storylines too long with Solo and Roman and Solo and Cody Rhodes.
You also got to think. I mean, right before WrestleMania 39, it was that. I think they just fed him to Cody Rhodes. I thought that. Yeah,
that was a bad choice.
Yeah, that was horrible. I mean, I thought that really killed his momentum, because he had just beat. No, John Cena was the next summer. But I mean, they fed him to Cody. And I just thought it was a bad idea.
Yeah. No, I don't hate Solo as the character. I like having a heel that I can just dislike. I like the work that he's doing. It's just, it's nice to have a good old-fashioned heel that everybody wants to boo and nobody wants to cheer. So I would say that about him. You don't get too much of that.
No.
Jacob is way cooler. He's actually one of the highlights.
Sure.
He's one of the highlights of the current product.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, we'll get to a couple more here. Psycho Jet Black says, "Are we getting broken Jimmy Uso?"
He's going to take a vacation. He's going to come back as main event leader.
It's a joke, because I said that Jay was like Jeff Hardy, so Jimmy Uso's like Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe Jimmy goes crazy and does some outlandish gimmick and dyes half of his hair or something like that. You never know. But I think
or maybe Jimmy paints half his face.
Jimmy needs some kind of a shakeup. I do feel like he's getting a little bit stale. But yeah. He is the Jannetty of the Usos, but he's still talented. All right, let's move on here. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat, says Jeff Meacham Uso was more over than Solo Sikoa. Is this Jeff Meacham Uso, or is he saying one of the Usos?
No, because I mentioned earlier that Rikishi had called me Us prior to Sami Zayn being honorary Us, so he's lumping that in with the comments.
Gotcha. All right, thank you for that.
I'm not more over than Solo. We're having this discussion 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, maybe, but not now. But thank you, though.
All right, so we'll get to the rest of Psycho Jet Blacks in a little bit here, and Gino, you can transition us into the main event. Go ahead.
And now, put some respect on his name. He's in the main event of NoDQ review. Once again, Ron Killings cut R-Truth's hair last night to show a shift to a more serious competitor. Whether or not this was a work leading into Money in the Bank, they're definitely going the same way the wind is blowing with this one by committing to his real name, dropping the R-Truth gimmick. And I just want to say that that's one of the most viewed videos that they had of the show, or if not the most viewed video that they had from Raw on their social media platforms. People are interested in this. So I want to get your guys' thoughts. Do you guys believe this was a work? Or do you believe that do you believe that your crowd's voice and that your voice matters? Or does your voice not matter and just you enjoying the show? It's all part of the show, pal. What do you guys think? I'm going to throw it over to Jeff Meacham.
I appreciate that. So Aaron and I talked about it in the group chat earlier that, we had Ron on. It had to be in the first year of the show, Aaron. Maybe
What
early in the
show?
second. Yeah. Our old Extreme Mayhem audio show. Sorry for, I know I'm assuming too much. I apologize. We interviewed Ron. God, it had to be either 03 or early 04, one or the other. And he was still very much in the Ron the Truth Killings era in TNA. And it leaned more into the serious rather than the comedy, although he did have a lot of comedic stuff happen as Truth. Ron the Truth Killings at TNA. He's also with 3 Live Crew at that point, teaming with the guy we know as Road Dogg and Conan. So I like that they had a purposeful showing of him transitioning from being just our Truth and being solely the comedic character into his real name and having more of a serious approach. I saw a couple people compared it to the heel turn in 2011. This is not what that is, as far as I can see. This is just Ron Killings having his last run and wanting, realizing that the WWE Universe wants to put respect on it and respect on him and his name. And I love that Caitlin made this point. We don't know if it was a work, if it was a shoot, if it was a mix of the two. If you believe the dirt sheets or whatever you want to call them, now, he was on that list to be released already. And that's why John Cena said, hey, it's my last run. Ron's a buddy. Let's have he and I do a program. And then as a result of the response to it, the fans were livid when he got released and they brought him back. So I said at the top of the show, I love that Triple H completely gave a non-answer. He leaned right into it. We don't know if it was work. We don't know if it was a shoot. And I'm grateful for that from Triple H. And I know that he's kissing Hunter's ass. Maybe I am. I really don't care. I love it. I love that Ron Killings is getting another opportunity to make a last impact, no pun intended, with TNA. I'd love to see him. There was talking about him being the guy to beat John Cena for the championship. I don't see that as a reality, but I would love it if it happened. Again, much like with the Bellas winning the tag titles, just to shove it up the internet wrestling community's ass. I would love every bit of it if they did it.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Speaking of kissing Hunter's backside, I'm going to throw it right to Hamp because he does not kiss Hunter's backside. So I do want to hear what he has to say about the Ron Killings segment. No longer R-Truth. R-Truth is officially buried, brother. And we're moving on. What do you think about the Ron Killings segment?
Well, first off, I just want to say I will no longer call him Triple H. His name is now Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque, Triple H knew what great television was. But anyway, in all seriousness, I hope they prove me wrong, but first of all, I don't think it's a work. I think they let his contract run out and fans just let their voices be heard. So they bought him back because, the fans wanted him back and they were like, hey, we can sell merchandise. It's business. And, but I hope they prove me wrong. I really do, but personally, I think it's just too late for the guy to do anything more than mid-card. I don't see it. But, because, with all the stars you got Rollins, Cena, Punk, McIntyre when he comes back. You got Roman two times a year, I guess. I don't see him on their level. And, I know you can build people up, but you've got to have the booking, and I just don't see them doing anything cool like when he was in TNA, when he was in Ron Killings in TNA, because it's not their creation. And I honestly see maybe 2 months from now, WWE, just burying the guy, basically. Just forgetting about him because, it's just – they just like to punish the fans for getting their way, So – that's all I got. That's just the way I see it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he becomes the next big star. I hope he, not beat John Cena, but I mean, be world champion.
Maybe he is in King of the Ring. I can't remember because I couldn't see the whole graphic. Maybe not. You're saying that we're kind of getting be careful what you wish for type of thing from Paul Levesque, and we appreciate your thoughts on that very much. We're gonna throw it over now to Big Baller G. Don't worry, no, I haven't forgotten about you. I know you're going a little way there. We're gonna go to Big Baller G. What are your thoughts as somebody who has had to also make a hair cutting decision? What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, the beard is coming back, ladies and germs. Yeah, Ron coming out, unexpectedly. I mean, he was announced to be on Raw, but we didn't know exactly when. But him coming out, cutting the promo on the table, no entrance music, had the jacket on, had the face mask on and whatnot. He cut a great promo, I felt like most of it was himself, speaking the truth, literally speaking the truth. You mentioned the social media, like I think yesterday was like 1.6 million views on YouTube, and then him showing up at Money in the Bank was like 1.7, but then you got to include like Instagram, their social for WWE, TikTok, their social, all Facebook, all that stuff. So probably over like 3 million views, for both segments or for each segment. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting going forward to see where this goes. Where does he fit in now with Cena facing Punk at Night of Champions? And Truth's technically last feud was with Cena, so maybe they do something with that. I don't know. It'll be interesting, And as far as it being like a work or shoot or whatever, it didn't really matter to me. I'm just glad Ron Killings is back. Like you said, he's, like we mentioned last week, he's in his early 50s. This is his final run. And if it is a work or is a shoot, if his contract did really come back out, and from what I read, everybody tried to get through to him, but Nick Khan was able to get through to him, and I'm wondering if Chu said he'd come back only if he could be Ron Killings. He's done the whole R-Truth gimmick now since 2008. So one final run, he wants to be himself. So which I'm totally fine with. So let's see where this goes with Ron Killings. Oh, and those scissors, man, they gave me freaking Ricochet vibes. I thought he was gonna like stab somebody. I was like, oh my
you saw
god!
The announcers, they like moved away.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yeah.
Baker Act type stuff.
So yeah,
That's right. Truth scissors are more over than Ricochet scissors. That's right.
Damn.
All right.
All
Well,
right,
thank you
Noah.
very much, Big G. We appreciate it. I think that it's going to work out for both of them. WWE is going to be able to sell more merch, all new stuff that's never been done before because it's Ron Killings. And then when he does leave the company, he can still be Ron Killings and do his rap career. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get some of his music, maybe a new theme song that he's created or something like that. So to kind of help the rising tide raise both ships in this scenario. So thank you very much, Big G. I see Hamp is nodding with approval. It's always good to get his approval on something. Noah, what are your thoughts on the artist formerly known as R-Truth?
Well, considering I've seen R-Truth, K-Quick, Ron Killings, and NWA TNA and WWE, his first match back with Kenny Dykstra in 2008 before he became R-Truth, it's a nice breath of fresh air to see Ron Killings back in WWE, if I'm being quite honest here. It also is a great way for him to be himself, which I've wanted to see for a long time. And considering that he was stabbed by somebody he literally looked at not only as his best friend, but he was also the biggest fan, the man needs to get serious so he can get got. So I think this is a great way to show us truly what he's all about and how he could possibly maybe get somehow his revenge. I don't think he's done with John Cena yet, but I think it was a really cool touch to keep us guessing whether or not this was the plan the whole time, or was this something out of, natural circumstance because the fans dictated it. And that sense of unpredictability is definitely making this even more interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely invested in this. Now I'm just wondering, does he go along this as a singles? Do we get some sort of like tag alignment with him against some sort of opposition? Does he go just after John Cena or somebody else? Is this his hatred towards just him or towards maybe others that might have took him only as a joke and never knew this person existed in WWE? for the last 17 years. So this is very interesting for me to say the least. Now, whether or not becomes a champion, I think is irrelevant. I don't think that's the point of this. The point of this is like what John Cena is doing. Try something different. Because as far as a WWE casual fan knows, despite the fact some people are shocked and awe when R-Truth's been one of the only people that's never changed his identity, changed his style, changed his theme. Please don't get death troubled. This is going to be definitely something to watch, keep going, to say the least. I almost wonder, is he going to keep interrupting in John Cena's matches? Could he be John Cena's undoing, possibly that Ruthless Aggression, or be John Cena's last opponent? We've been asking about that question since John Cena started this last run, as it only has 19 dates left. So there's a lot of intrigue with how far Raw and Killings go, if it goes as far as John Cena's last run. Both those men might be done at the same time, for all we know. So I'm for this.
A childhood hero and his fan retiring simultaneously. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. Yes, Jeff.
I just had a quick question. I saw somewhere that Truth's this recent run started in January of 2008. Is that correct?
Yep.
So, Aaron, for perspective, you and I were in high school when he had his K-Quick run.
Okay.
And
I graduated high school in okay. I was about to say 2008.
And then,
so there's no way.
Quiet, you youngin', good Lord Almighty. And then my son wasn't even born when Truth came back to WWE. God, man, it's crazy. Okay. Anyway, I just want to get
Time
clear.
is the son of a gun. So
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
fine,
Aaron,
Jeff.
Aaron, I know that you had obviously addressed this last night. It was a great video. Don't forget to check out Aaron's recap video once we're done with this show. Aaron, do you have any other thoughts? Do you want to add on what you've had time to think about this for a little while? What's going on?
Sometimes things look good on paper, but they lose their luster when you see how it affects real folks. I guess a healthy bottom line doesn't mean much if to get it, you have to hurt the ones that you depend on. It's people that make the difference. Little people like the WWE universe. Just wanted to throw that out there. They made a decision to not renew his contract, and the fans spoke out about it, and they brought him back. I'm happy for R-Truth. I'm happy for Ron Killings that he gets to have his final run now. I don't think he's going to be in a main event spot, though. I think Hamp is onto something. I feel like they may forget about this in a couple of weeks. They push him, then all of a sudden he's going to be off TV, and they're just going to not use him, and he'll be around as like an ambassador or make a cameo appearance. I hope he at least gets a singles title, like give him the IC title or the US title and let him have a little bit of a serious mid-card run. Virtue brought up the possible match where they do the retirement stipulation, maybe R-Truth versus John Cena, but keep in mind, we only have about 6 months left of this Cena run, and I feel like there's other guys you need to get in there with Cena. You got CM Punk. They're probably doing the Cody Rhodes rematch at some point. Yeah. And, there's a few other ideas that people have been discussing. So I don't know if they're going to necessarily do another R-Truth match, but you never know. We'll see how things play out over the next several weeks and what they come up with R-Truth.
You figure, Aaron, if he's got 18 dates left and 6 months left in the year, that's basically 3 dates per whatever month show they're going into. Saturday's main event, SummerSlam, whatever. That's not a whole lot of TV time for the WWE champion to build the storyline.
Nope.
So, they have to be choosy now. They have to.
Mm-hmm. And you also got to think, he's still got Punk. He's got,
right.
I guess maybe he's going to fight Roman one more time.
You got to believe at least one more time it's going to happen before it's over.
And he's also got Cody again. I think Cody's probably just going to take the title back. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I think you really got to have a match with Seth Rollins. You have all with him in that Paul Heyman faction. That would probably be better with Cena as a face, going back to face. But or at least put over Braun Breaker or something.
I just want to say the two people that we're probably definitely not going to get that I think should have been on the docket for a Cena retirement would have been Batista. We know he's not coming back. and Edge. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get those. So those were two of his biggest rivals. We got Randy Orton. We're getting CM Punk. So now it's about mixing it up with the current crop and trying to elevate them through exposure with Cena. That would be the best thing for business moving forward. Or he's just going to ruin wrestling, take the title, and let Logan Paul or something. Maybe he'll just surrender it to Logan Paul after he wins his final match.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Talking about all of that as we get closer, guys. So whatever you think, let us know. Did I reach everybody? It's been a long time. Did we get Noah? Did you get to go?
I did.
Okay, perfect. So Aaron, I believe we're just on to the super chats, and then we can do the go home.
Yeah, Big G.
Here we go.
Did you like what I had to say about the bottom line and everything at the start?
What?
What
the
I
poem
said
that he recited to you. Okay. Anyway,
Shit
the
is
internet is
full.
lagging, so we'll just move on.
All right.
Damn. Let's cut the boss off. Like, all right, let's get to the
Okay. Psycho Jet Black sent in $2. He says, "Is Noah Foster a young Gus Fring and me, Jesse Pinkman?" Well, I certainly dress kind of like Jesse Pinkman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a 20-year-old. And Noah does kind of have that Gus Fring vibe with the suit, you know?
Yeah, why not?
Proper, just like Gus Fring. So, I mean, clothing-wise, I would say we definitely fit those characters. So thank you for that.
Good call.
Psycho Jet Black. And Psycho Jet Black said, "Can John Cena do satellite appearances like The Rock?"
A valid question. Do those count in the 18?
Good. He would have done it in the build up to WrestleMania. He wasn't doing that. I think we're getting him in person with every appearance he has left.
I agree. I think he's just going to be doing these last appearances. They are in-person appearances. He's got to sell that merch, right? And he shows up with the merch. He's going to get those sales. So the John Cena character wants to cash out before he retires.
He's had a different shirt every show and every PLE. So that's the Fruity Pebbles train is a rolling. Yep.
I'm just waiting for the plain Cena in white letters on a black shirt, right? Like with the belt, the champ is here and it's like the belt behind him, that's what's going to happen at the end.
If he wrestles at Survivor Series, he has to have a Padres color scheme shirt just to piss off every Dodgers fan in my circle. And I'll buy it. I swear to God, I will. Just to piss off my family and my friends. I will.
Now,
all right, thank you for that.
Back to our truth. Mr. Tito is here. Mr. Tito sent in a $5 super chat. Shout out to Tito. Tito says WWE needs more depth and fun acts in the mid card, top heavy and main event. Our truth should remain.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Our truth, there's a role for him in WWE. And I hope he has a nice run. I would like to see him succeed and be taken more seriously than he was in the past. Like I said on my recap, it was very well done, the transition.
I like it.
All right. Thank you, Tito.
I was going to say, also, wouldn't it be awesome, like, if, in the mid-card, you had the kind of workhorses you had, like, back in in 2000, like Jericho, Angle, Guerrero, Benoit. I mean, it would just be awesome if you had like a mid card like that, all those workhorses.
They do have the talent.
Even Perry Saturn. I mean,
yeah.
But,
people that
they
knew
do
were
have
never going to win the world title, but they were consistently feuding and switching titles, and then obviously Jericho, which made Jericho being the first undisputed champion even that much more of a shocker. So good idea, Ham. I like that.
All right. Psycho Jet Black sent in $2 and says he only acknowledges Tito from Rocket Power.
That's a
Tito Makana Hamada Jr. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, good.
Thank you for the super
chat. Those who don't know.
Yes, thank you for the super chat. That's right.
Psycho Jet Black sent in $2 and says Mr. Iguana is more over than Solo Sikoa.
When did Solo Sikoa become his new Ricochet? When did that happen? Did I miss a couple weeks or something?
Well, apparently Ricochet is over now. Ricochet is a star. He's doing better than he ever was in WWE, according to the internet.
According to Ricochet. Anyway.
Yeah. So now Solo Sikoa is the least over guy that is pushed in a high profile position, according to the internet.
The internet. Okay. Anyway, next super chat. Thank you, Psycho.
Okay. Psycho Jet Black sent in $5. Thank you. Says, when Aaron mentioned little people, I immediately thought of that segment in TNA with that little person with a gun.
Oh my God.
TV again. I don't even remember that. What is he talking about? Jeff?
I don't remember. It was one of the early weekly pay-per-views. I think it's on TNA. I think it's on the TNA Plus archive still. I think it's still there. I haven't watched that show in forever, but they had the first show. They had a match with little people, and I think one of them, like not that show, but one of the early shows, ended up pulling a gun on TV or something.
Was that the one that lived in a trash can?
I think so.
That's all I remember. I remember there was
Well,
like
that
a
wouldn't
little guy
fly
that was in
so
a
much.
trash can.
It definitely wouldn't fly on broadcast TV, but you know, if it's on TNA Plus pay-per-view, then whatever. And meanwhile, we have a cat appearance.
Which
I think he
cat?
went and got the cat. He was so over TNA talking.
He was so bored with the product. There you go. Yeah. Which one is that? I can't tell.
Harley. Harley.
Okay.
All right,
what do we
Psycho
got
Jet
next?
Black. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $5 super chat. Says, Gino, are you trying to join the maximum male models with the unbuttoned shirt look? It actually looks pretty good on you. Can the rest of you pull it off?
No, I probably can. That's about it.
Not pull my clothes off, like wear the outfit.
Yeah,
Please, let's
yeah.
that.
That would probably apply best to Noah, and we all know Noah's not going to start stripping on television on broadcast. So yeah, no. For the rest of us, not so much. No one's ever paying
It's a
attention.
pay-per-view moment right there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's on the on-demand stuff you got to pay for later. There, sorry, Psycho.
And then Psycho Jet Black sent in $2 and said, is Hamp secretly Max Headroom?
Well, if he was, he wouldn't tell you. It wouldn't be a secret then, would it?
No, never reveal your gimmick, brother.
Who is Max Headroom?
I actually don't know who Max Headroom is either.
I don't either. I'm just
Let me look this up. Let me look this up.
Yeah, I know who Max Legroom is. It's not me on a plane, that's for sure.
Hey-o.
Anyway,
I will get pretty much any 90s Simpsons reference. I will get wrestling references for the most part, although I didn't know that little guy. I'll get some South Park references, and that's pretty much it. Breaking Bad references I'll get.
Breaking Bad references for sure. And
looks like The Mask, Jim Carrey.
yeah, I don't really know who Max Headroom is, but thank you, Psycho, for asking.
Aaron appreciates $2 for sure.
Yes.
All right,
All
so
of the
Hamp.
$2.
Okay, so
Oh, here we go.
we've had questions about Scrubby Allen, aka Darby Allen. What are your thoughts on Scrubby Allen?
That's Darby Allin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't sugarcoat it.
He's cool. I mean, you could tell his influences growing up were Mick Foley and Jeff Hardy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's cool he climbed Mount Everest. I mean, I always thought that, you got frostbite if you climb Mount Everest, but I mean, maybe it's changed these days. I don't know. But I mean, I always thought it was like really snowy up there, when he took a picture.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad things that can happen to somebody climbing Mount Everest, but I'm sure he had the proper warming technology.
Yeah, I think back then maybe they didn't know about the whole oxygen thing and the whole, technology they got these days. But I mean, I do like the whenever he did that tag match with Sting, the last I sound like Conrad. Well, I'm from Georgia.
Close enough to Alabama.
Whenever he did that tag match with Sting, it was Sting's last match. And,
AEW Revolution 2024.
Right. Yep. I actually rented that. That pay-per-view when he did the big stunt through the glass. I thought that was really cool. I mean, I thought that was one of the coolest things AEW's ever done. And they, AEW, I've had a problem with them. I've got a bigger problem with them than I do WWE. I mean, honestly.
You just don't like wrestling that much these days.
No. I mean, here's the thing. I love it. I'll always love it, and I hate to give it up. But I mean, it's just when you grow up in the Attitude Era, Monday Night Wars, and all that, and then it comes to this day. I mean, it's just sad. I mean, that I don't know, but I mean, I'll always love it. It'll always be a part of my life, big part of my life.
And remember, your voice matters. Keep voicing your opinions. Triple H is listening, even if you do not like him. So keep letting the people know, share your thoughts. The only way we can facilitate change is to vocalize and communicate. So hopefully it gets better for you because we want you to enjoy it.
I love Triple H to death. It's Paula Beck I have a issue with.
So it's WWE. You have a toxic relationship with WWE.
Listen, Triple H is my favorite of all time. I mean, he is my John Cena.
He is amazing for sure.
He is my favorite of all time.
It's like Carl Anderson said. It's not WWE anymore. It's corporate. It's TKO. As long as you can acknowledge it and still find, if you can find the good in it, great. If you can't find the good in it and you have to hate watch, I'm not a subscriber to hate watch anymore. I know some people still are, but it kind of is what it is now.
Well, we're all fans. If something's not going well, like a sports team or something, we still can be critical of it and want them to do better and still watch, even if we end up hating what we watch, because we don't know we're not going to like it until we watch it. So I respect him for continuing to watch.
Exactly, and you make a valid point, Gino. Nothing's going to change unless we, as a fandom, facilitate it, and that's in all walks of life. Nothing is going to get better until the people that feel it is worse make the motion to make it better. That's happening in LA right now. So
well, there's probably a certain way to do things and an uncertain way to do things. But Hampy, I know you wanted to say something, one more, and then we got a few more super chats.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't read that as I was.
Aaron is just wanting to go to NoDQ After Dark today. That's just what Aaron wants today. He wants all to be here all night. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say I'm actually probably gonna take a break until after Night of Champions watching. I mean, I'll watch Night of Champions, but I'll take a break from these shows because if I have to watch one more qualifying match, I'm gonna scream. I'm so sick of these qualifying matches. I mean, it's the laziest booking you can do. It is literally you sitting there and writing 3 weeks worth of TV so you can go to the beach. That's all it is.
I'm kind of with you on that. It's like, this is how we fill time until SummerSlam. Okay, we'll do this qualifying match for a tournament, then we'll do another tournament. Qualifier after qualifier.
We just got done with qualifiers for Money in the Bank. So I mean, I'm just
hold on. Let me ask you.
Now they're fatal 4-ways.
Hold on.
Hold
on. Let me ask you guys a question. How would you make these people? Oh yeah, let me automatically jump myself into this match. How do you expect these wrestlers to be in these matches without having to prove themselves?
If John Cena had been in the chamber this year, any other year except this year, by just putting himself in, the IWC would have lost their shit. But because it's his retirement year, it's okay then. So come on, man. That's.
Gee, are you talking about how do you get people into tournaments?
Yeah.
First of all, let me say this guy Michael Wayne down here. Whenever you say then don't watch, that is not an argument. You are immediately irrelevant. So go away.
So just we thought Hamp wasn't going to get heated on tonight's show.
I cannot stand when people say, "Well, then don't watch." I mean, I understand, like him, don't watch. That's not an argument. That's not a debate.
That's valid.
I'm just curious.
If you don't like it, go back to where you're from. It's like,
if you don't want to say don't watch, that's fine. But whenever you're talking about something,
how you doing there? Okay.
Michael is a WWE sicko. He loves WWE. He doesn't like AEW.
You watch tomorrow, right? At the commentary for us?
I don't like AEW either, so I agree with Michael Wayne. But I mean,
this is great. I got my monthly budget in order during all this. This is great.
Nice. There you go.
Gee, you were talking about.
I'm just curious how you would book this,
right?
Yeah, I'm just curious how you would book this.
Well, the last thing, and then we're going to move on to the super chats because we're getting to the after dark.
Yeah, big time.
So I don't so much mind the elimination chamber matches. I just think they go on too long.
Okay.
The Money in the Bank qualifiers, they, like I say, they go on too long. But I mean, one main thing is that there's too many people in this King of the Ring thing. I mean, why not just have 10 people, and have one match per show and not let it be 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay,
I mean, I mean, it's not qualifying matches. I should say it's the way they do it.
Okay.
But I mean, we
Thank you
just
for
we just
clarifying
got
Okay.
we
Yes.
just
Okay.
got
No,
done.
you're right. You're
with,
right. You're
with
right.
4 weeks of qualifying matches. I mean, at
You're
least take
right.
a break.
You're right. It's kind of they're putting it together, and it's
Well,
I see where
so-
you're coming from. I
so the-
I respect your opinion. I was just trying to see
Oh,
how
yeah, no problem, no
how
problem.
you were thinking.
The
All right,
reason
thank you,
the reason I think that it's being made so long or whatever is because of the importance of it. The qualifying people that get into Money in the Bank have the opportunity to grab a guaranteed championship opportunity. The king and queen of the ring get an automatic shot at the championship at SummerSlam. The Royal Rumble winners, they don't have to qualify for some reason, even though they
start
tried
doing
that.
qualifier matches for Rumble, I think Hamp's going to lose his mind. So
They
If
did
you're
try
right.
that briefly, like in the early to mid to late 90s creative hell, and then they went, yeah, this is stupid now.
Okay.
But yeah, I think qualifying to have an opportunity, the championship opportunity, I think that's very justifiable. It's just the prolongment of it. But that goes back to the other argument. Wrestling fans are never happy. Like they want the instant gratification. It's like, well, but the gratification comes at the payoff. That's why they're called premium events. That's why they're called pay-per-views.
Well,
'Cause that's when the
Psycho Jet
gratification-
Black got his money's worth with that one.
Yes.
Aaron, let's go ahead and get the rest of them done.
All right,
Oh
we
my
got some
God.
more here. So Michael chimed in. So thank you, Michael, for the super chat. Michael says, "Will Mariah May be on the main roster within a year?" Not
Yeah.
necessarily. Here's why: because they just called up a bunch of people. Julia, Stephanie, Valkyrie, like they
Roxanne.
pretty much
Roxanne.
gutted
Yeah,
Roxanne, Jordan Grace. Like they gutted their women's division. So now Mariah May is like the new face of the brand. I could see her being there until next year, like at least
Yeah.
early 2025. Like she'll probably be the
26.
face of the NXT 2026. Thank you, Jeff. I think she'll be a fixture there for a while because now she's the top star. Jeff.
I would say she's on main roster by or right after SummerSlam next year.
Oh,
I
next
didn't
year.
even know they were
Next year,
still
next
calling
year,
her
next
Mariah
year.
May. I thought that
Oh,
they
I
weren't
guess her
calling
name
that,
is.
so.
She's got a new name.
What is it now?
Oh, never will she be on the main roster because she doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay. Well,
Her-
what's her
We'll
NXT
probably
name?
find out. We're probably finding it out right now.
yeah,
Oh, that's
Let's
apparently.
go
fair.
ahead and
That's
get
fair.
through these
That's
super
fair.
chats, and we'll catch up on that.
Let's
No,
see.
well, I'm looking at a post right here. Blake Monroe.
What?
I don't know if this is a joke.
Unless that's her real name, then I don't get it. But anyway,
No, we need our SpongeBob
yeah.
transitions. Oh my God! What the hell?
Yeah, people
Anyway.
on Twitter are saying Blake Monroe.
I don't
like-
see any- I don't know.
I
None
mean,
of
I
that
guess
works for me
enough.
on
I
any
guess
level.
WWE has faith that they know who she is, so they're just going to run with their own name. Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Marilyn Monroe, I guess. Is that what they're going for?
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
Blake
maybe Blake
Lively and
Lively.
Marilyn
And
Monroe.
there you go.
Okay.
Gino. We got it. We got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that
All
makes
right.
sense.
That makes sense.
Anyway,
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. Carry on.
Okay.
random name
Oh.
generator, go. All right, what do we got next?
Oh, shit.
Okay. Psycho Jet Black sent in $2 and he said Jeff
Oh
Jarrett
boy. Here we go.
is more over than Solo Sikoa. All right, Big
That
G.
one I'll co-sign on. That one
Do you
I'll co-sign on.
You agree on that one, Big G?
Sure. Why the hell
All right,
not?
let's try and answer this quickly so we can move on. We got a lot more to get to.
Poor Gino. He's trying so hard.
I'm trying to
Tried
keep
so
this on
hard and
task.
got so far.
It didn't matter.
It
Doesn't
didn't
even
really
matter.
matter.
Oh my God.
Please don't sing the
We
whole
love
song,
you,
though,
Gino.
because
We love
definitely
you.
could.
It's okay.
All right.
Welcome to the
So
Myers
this
seat, you know?
one's directed at Hamp.
Oh,
Psycho
no.
says, Hamp, your thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well,
I have not watched a Falcons game since they choked in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, but I really don't watch the NFL. I am a religious college football guy, and
There you go.
For me, it's Go Dogs, Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
You
Just
and
like
Shivani
AJ
get along
If
Styles.
the
great.
team was that good, I
Just
wouldn't
like
care
me,
about pros
just
either.
like AJ Styles. He's
There you
a
go.
Georgia guy.
Heck yeah.
Hey, absolutely.
All right, let's
He's
move
actually
on.
from Gainesville, Georgia.
All right. All right. Psycho Jet Black. Now we're quoting Rodney King. Says to quote Rodney King, can't we all just get along?
With what's going on in LA, can we not quote Rodney King today? Can we?
I think that's why
Yeah.
he
All
did
right.
it. Probably.
We
All
can
right.
all get along.
Let's
and we can
change
get
that to
along through
Kenny
these
Chesney.
chats.
Chesney, there you go.
They're just coming in like hotcakes right
Dude,
now.
they are.
I
We got
know,
a
I
rapid
know.
fire.
Get the
Good
guns out
round.
there.
Okay. City by the Bay sent in $2. So thank you, City by the Bay. This is a valid question. Why
Yeah.
hasn't Cyber Sunday been done in this era? I mean, your
No
guess
idea.
is as good as mine.
Yeah.
I've always
Or bet-
said this. Fans don't have to pay $50 for a pay-per-view that they don't know the matches for. Now it doesn't really matter. It's $10. You buy a Peacock, you can watch it, and it's fun. People can vote on it. And yeah, I say bring it back 100%.
You know what
Yeah.
else I'd really like? I'd really like to see. I'd like to see the Raw roulette.
Sure, why not?
I always like the Raw roulettes. I don't know if they ever did a SmackDown roulette, but I always like the Raw roulette whenever they
I
were
think
in
the
Vegas.
Raw, I think the roulette wheel was much more built for the Bischoff, Teddy Long GM era. Like Aldis and Pierce are probably just like, ugh, no, we're not doing that shit.
Adam,
All right.
that's the thing. Another thing. I'm kind of sick of Adam.
I mean,
Pearce, but okay.
they could always bring it back. Like, why not? It doesn't
Or
hurt. and
Taboo
it changes
Tuesday
up the
since
show
they have
a little bit.
NXT, like at least something. So
Oh, there you go. Set Tab
Hopefully they
Tuesday on the next. I like that. Okay.
All right,
and then if
next.
that works, then they move forward.
Give
All right.
NXT another
Oh my
another branded
God.
show. Why not?
Freaking Donkey Kong.
Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Says, "Is it okay to not watch Alberto Del Rio?"
Of course. All right.
Sure.
Yes. Yes. That's fine.
Next.
Who's
Yes, of
watching
course it
Alberto
is.
Del Rio right now?
Nobody. Next.
FBI.
Well, nobody.
I didn't know he wasn't.
They're watching him on
No,
demand,
that
if
was
anything.
great.
Alberto Rio doesn't exist anymore. If they're watching Alberto Patron, then they're watching him right now.
There you go.
Yes.
I do oftentimes watch Dolph Ziggler's cash in though, so that would be the
As
other time.
you should. One of the greatest cash-ins of all time.
Accurate.
All right. Mr. Tito sent in $2 and says, "How much did you enjoy Chris Benoit's world title win?" I mean, I enjoyed it when it
It
happened.
was awesome.
Yeah, I
I thought his defeat of Sid Vicious was legendary. It sold out. Absolutely.
Oh, that's a deep cut. All right, what do we got?
Deep cut on Sid Vicious. Really? We're doing that? We're doing that gimmick?
So,
Art Anderson, he made a bad call. If you know
Next.
what
Not
I'm
the first
talking
time.
about.
right.
Arn Anderson making a bad call with Sid Vicious about it, and it was a deep cut. Interesting choice of phrasing. Anyway, next.
He just made a bad call on that match, if you recall.
He 100% did.
Should have pulled
All
his
right.
block.
All right, what do we got next?
Oh my God.
Michael sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, guys. Big G will still watch the Steelers get 2 wins.
Don't get me
Steelers might
started.
win their first
Hold on,
two
hold on,
games,
hold on,
so
hold
I'm
on.
pretty
Oh,
Let me
sure
no.
they're
speak
gonna
on
win
this
that.
real quick. Let me speak on this real quick, real
Oh
fast.
no.
We got Aaron Rodgers, and now I'm on. Now we're on a TJ Watt watch because of his contract.
Okay, good.
Next,
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh boy.
Aaron Rodgers is not going to help anybody.
Not a damn bit.
no.
All right.
All right,
Psycho
what do we got?
Jet Black sent in $2. Thank you, Psycho. He says SpongeBob SquarePants is more over than Solo Sokoa.
Noah
He's not
together.
around.
3, 2, 1.
All right, anyway, what do we got next? Thank you, Psycho.
Psycho Jet Black, have you ever had a real Krabby Patty? Just curious. Let me know in the comments. You could super chat it if you want. I'm sure.
God damn it. I just want to get off the air already.
Krabby Patties are more over than
Solo Sokoa. There you go.
Triggered.
Aaron, he lost his common sense again.
All right, let's get it.
Mr. Tito sent in $2. Thank you, Tito. Says, will Naomi join the bloodline after winning Money in the
What
Bank?
bloodline?
They need a new member now since Fatu's out.
That should have done
Okay,
that
I
4
mean,
years
there's
ago.
a-
Should have done that
Right
when
now.
they first started. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
it's
no
8:34. Let's rapid fire these.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
try.
she should have a long time ago.
Yeah.
Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Says Blake Monroe is still more over than Solo Sokoa.
Valid.
Yeah,
Story checks
Absolutely.
out.
Story checks out.
Thank you, Psycho Jet Black, for that one. And Mr. Tito, this isn't even a wrestling question.
Oh, my
Thoughts
God.
on the LA riots and using National Guard? I mean, it's
I
that's
am
horrible. Let's
terrible.
move on.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm so glad I'm not in LA proper. I'm so glad I'm out of the bubble enough. Like legitimately, I'm grateful I don't have to be scared for my life. Honestly.
All right, next up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very unfortunate that it's got this. Psycho Jet Black sent in $2. Says Gino's unbuttoned shirt is more over than Solo Sokoa.
Okay.
I love
Cool.
it.
All right, next.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Psycho
How
Jump.
many, Aaron? How many more of these are more over than Solo Sikoa? We can just just rapid name them off
One
right
more, and
The
then
big
we're
question-
almost done.
The big
Okay.
question is Ricochet more over than Solo Sikoa? That's what I got to know.
Ricochet's Twitter feed probably is, but not Ricochet himself. Anyway,
I mean, I probably agree with that. Oh, is
Yeah.
that the other one?
No, it's
Walter
Harley
Meacham.
again.
There you go, Walter Meacham. Thank
My-
you,
it's
thank
my-
you. Yes,
it's my
thank you,
baby girl.
Walter Meacham is more over than Solo Sikoa.
thank you. Appreciate that. Okay,
Kind of you,
yes.
Psycho. Thank you.
Send me that $2
All right.
directly, Aaron. Thank you. Okay.
Use the charger in the bedroom.
All right, Mr. Tito sent in a $2
okay.
super chat.
Okay.
Tito says, "Could any of you stay married to Charlotte for 10 years?"
As long as she's on the road, yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Just throw the cat.
We don't know what she's like in
No,
her
I know.
personal life. Like probably like
The Charlotte Flair
just
character, yes. If she's on the road that much of the year, sure, why not?
maybe her father's the reason all these guys don't stick around. We don't know.
Oh, geez, that's probably accurate. God
Anyway.
dang.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! All right.
Yeah, let's go to the last super chat.
All right, yeah, we got Big G throwing cats now, so we better wrap this up.
Yeah,
here.
like
I have
Mr.
such a
Deeds.
bad comment that'll get us derailed, but I'm gonna let. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Never mind.
But no, shut up. All right, go.
All right, Psycho Jet Black says Arn Anderson and Ricochet should form a tag team. If you get the reference, then good for you.
And they should team up to face Sid Vicious's son and Paul Roma, since he's making a comeback apparently.
Yeah, Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
There you go. Beefcake and Roma against Arn Anderson and Ricochet. I'm
We
here
got
for it.
gold
Let's go.
scissors,
Book
we
it.
got hedge clippers, we got regular scissors.
And we get the worst horseman in history. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
so we're-
Okay, guys. So that brings us to the end of the super chats. Thank you for rocking with us for this No DQ into After Dark edition. We're gonna go around. Big G, where can the people find you?
Yes, and if you want to throw out my plugs,
yeah, I'm unprepared here because I wasn't expecting Big G to go first here. Go ahead.
So,
yes. So those are all my social media links that you can go to. If you want to throw up the book,
There's a book.
yes,
You want
Yes.
WWT to read, G? Come
yes, yes. So
That's
my
a choice.
wife's first book, The Fox and the Puppy, is still
It's cute.
available on Amazon.
Amazon.
thanks- Amazon. Her
Amazon.
second book is still being worked on, so hopefully we'll have a date soon for that release. But that is it for me.
Nice.
All right, thank you, Big G. We do have one more super chat from Mr. Tito, so let's just get through that, and then we'll
get through it.
take it home.
All right, so where does Roman Reigns' career go from here? And thank you for the super chat. I mean, I think he'll be at SummerSlam. It's SummerSlam, right?
It goes to New Jersey. That's where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, he's either going to face
Main
Seth
eventing.
Rollins or maybe he goes after Gunther. Maybe they put him in a world title match and then Rollins cashes in on Roman if Roman beats him.
Oh, that would be just. I think it'd be better than him catching on Cena's side, obviously. I personally, not obviously. It's not obvious. Personally, it's how I feel.
Maybe Roman Reigns goes after Cena at SummerSlam and they do that match.
Well, I mean, they did that at
outside
SummerSlam
of-
already, so maybe a different PLE for that.
Roles reversed,
We'll know
though.
more
About-
once
yeah,
he comes back.
As long as Brock doesn't come back again during it or the end of it, I'm okay with it. Because God, that was traumatic.
Yeah. Yeah, so
All right.
they got a couple options, but he'll probably be in one of the main events if I'm having to take a
I
guess.
would.
Yeah, I mean, you got to book him at the main event, top of the card, especially with a 2-night event. You need to have people somebody who's gonna put butts in seats.
Yep.
Speaking of butts in seats, we have Hamp here. He's giving us the hot takes. He's letting us know his unfiltered thoughts on WWE and all things wrestling. Hamp, where can the people find you?
I'm gonna use my plug. I'm gonna say I also have a book wrote called "Virtue Is Wrong." But no, I'm kidding. But
You should write it.
I'll say I'm not available next week, but 2 weeks from now, Gino, I think you're moderating again, and I'm available if you need me. I'm sure Virtue will be back.
Sounds good.
Uh,
We'll just keep an open line of communication, just like our voices being heard, and we will be able to get what we want to happen. Thank you so much for joining us, Hamp. We appreciate you. Yes.
No problem. Thank y'all for having me. But real quick, I want to say the today in histories. All right, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. We forgot about that.
The first one, 1996.
Oh,
Warrior
Brian
got
Pillman.
fired?
No, Pillman. Pillman signed with WWF.
Oh,
Well,
Damn it. Forgot about that.
maybe, but that's not what I'm looking for. So
Okay.
Oh, wait, are we guessing or are you going to tell us?
I'll
No.
tell you. I mean,
Please
yeah,
tell
we're-
us.
we're-
Oh my
I
god.
was gonna let Jeff guess one time, but the
Oh.
1996 is Scott Hall reveals his big surprise. And
Oh,
Kevin
Kevin
Nash says, "Look
Nash.
at the adjective.
Yes.
Look at the adjective."
Okay.
Play.
All right.
All right. The
I'm
second
a
one is
NWO fan.
the second one is 2002. Raw was in Atlanta.
Oh, that was when Austin walked out. Yeah.
That was it.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Damn.
Wow, good job, Jeff.
I
Nice
I
work.
forgot
And
about those.
always
I
with
mentioned
the
out
facts.
there that 05 was the first Hardcore Homecoming show. So yeah, I forgot about both those two until you said the year. Then I was like, okay,
Good
very
job.
good. Nicely
All right,
done,
we
man.
have
Appreciate
the
it.
simple man, Noah Foster here. Noah, where can the people find your glorious takes?
Follow my friends, they're more important. But you want to follow me and Foster 1916, where I only encourage you to judge your life and enjoy wrestling too, as I look at all things wrestling. And tomorrow night, I'll be with a couple of friends covering AEW. So stay tuned for more on that. And as always, it's a pleasure, NoDQ fam. And with my summer schedule, I'm going to try and keep this streak going. Might see you next week. Stay tuned. But it's truly as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Noah. And good old JM, Jeff Meacham, he's trying to rival Big G on shortest retirement ever, as he was trying to come back almost immediately after posting on Facebook that he was done.
That's
Where
right.
can the people find you?
I'll be on Sunday, Father's Day. It's 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, with a special edition of Meech's Musings. Yes, that typeface and that background are done by design. You can find out more on Sunday night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, with Meech's Musings, the special edition, talking about all things Father's Day. And to those of you out there, happy Father's Day in advance. I know a lot of people are going to be with their families on Sunday. So if I don't get to see you guys in the chat room on Sunday, happy Father's Day.
Thank you, Jeff. We got one more super chat. I wanted to get the plugs out of the way first, and we're going to address this really quick. Aaron, go ahead.
okay. By the way, Jeff, do you celebrate Father's Day on other holidays, like Mother's Day? Do you celebrate Father's Day?
No, why?
Well, Mr. T celebrates Mother's Day on Father's Day, so I was wondering if you
Mr.
celebrate.
T is still giving his speech. He's a little busy right now. So, thank you though.
He loves his mother.
All
He
right.
loves his mother, and I don't have to worry about celebrating Mother's Day with my son anymore. Anyway,
So that's why I was wondering, do you love your father? Do you celebrate Father's Day on Christmas Day and Halloween?
I celebrate my parents every day I'm with them, but Dylan, I don't have to worry about celebrating his maternal side anymore because they moved away, and I'm very happy. Anyway, yes, carry on.
All right.
Okay.
We're just burying myself. Go for it. I don't care.
All right. Who wins in a real fight, Hamp or Virtue? Hamp, what do you think?
Oh, jeez.
You think he could take Virtue?
I don't know. I'm not really. That's the thing. I've never been much of a fighter.
You're a lover, not a fighter?
Yeah, I've always been preferred debating. I'm not much. I'm not really a big fighter.
Very mature answer.
I love
Thank you,
watching.
Ham.
I love watching fights, but I mean,
There you go.
I've just always been more of a debater, so he could probably beat me pretty easily.
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
And he's
Sounds
apparently
good.
a black belt. All right.
Yeah, if he's a
so-
black belt, he could. Yeah, definitely he could beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very
All
good
right,
on
so
the
Aaron, you got stuff to plug before we
Well, just the usual. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com. Follow the NoDQ Instagram account at NoDQ.com for wrestling news updates. And good luck to Blake Monroe. Best wishes to her. Not sure why they didn't just call her like Mariah Monroe or something like that, but it is what it is. All right. And we'll be back for more content, so stay tuned.
Tomorrow night,
Yep.
recapping the Spark.
and as always, guys, thank you so
2.5
much for
hours
the
of it.
community. Don't forget to check out NoDQ.com/merch for sweet t-shirts. You can find me doing my podcast Wednesdays at 8 on my channel. I'm also playing with subscribers on Rocket League, Subscriber Games 20 on Friday. So come check us out. And as always, guys, we really appreciate everything. Aaron, the community, everybody for being here. From Jeff, Noah, Hamp, Big G, and Aaron, I'm Gino, and thank you so much for watching. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye
folks.
now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Reload.
Jeez. Damn, that was messed up, G.
He had to do it at least once, Jeff.
Had to.